I hope you are doing great today. So I'll be starting right away. Today we have a very interesting topic, which is liquidity. So as we know, as crypto traders, and we what we are looking for in the market is liquid, right? When we say liquidity, what do we refer to as traders? We refer uh, to cash, right, that is flowing into the market or into an asset. In our case, we're trading cryptocurrency, and every asset that we are trading, aside from cryptocurrency, aside from Bitcoin, which are either of the altcoins that we are trading or the tokens that we are trading, there are always like cash flowing into them, so which are referred to as liquidity. So, a clear definition of liquidity in our own case, right? Since we are trading a strategy, and then we are also trading using market structures, so there are always spots in the market where there are high liquidity, which will be our targets, right? So as a trader, you want to always place your order close to the order blocks, and then you want to also be sure that the blocks that you are targeting, there is enough liquidity to be able to fill your orders. So there are always liquidity hanging around, because why? The market makers and the big guys in the market, the banks, others, they are always being set with enough liquidity that draws prices to those areas. So how you are able to like spot to those areas in the market is very essential, and how you can be able to like recognize them when you are chatting, when you are doing your technical analysis. So also another way you can be able to like identify a trend or also a liquid area is by being able to like do your fundamental analysis, because when you know that there's a particular news in the market, you know, and okay, you have a very good source, right, where you can do your fundamental analysis, and news and stuff like that. You do your economic calendar, you are able to know that, okay, yeah, there's cash coming into the market. So how is it distributed? So you know your cash flow, you know your order flow, and you know that, okay, yeah, this chart I'm looking at, there is high volatility, but then there is liquidity in this market. But the ability to be able to spot this liquid is very essential. So I'll be Mr. Abdullah. Can you hear me? I think Mr. Abdullah is with us. Uh, Mr. Abdullah, if you can hear me,
Good
please.
evening. I can hear you. You can proceed.
Uh,
Yeah, good evening.
do you want to brief for us a little bit about liquidity before I move on?
Please continue. I'm listening.
All right, all right, all right, all right. So that was just the definition of liquidity. So if we understand the definition of liquidity, please drop one in the comment section. If not, I'll just have to like recap. If you understand the definition of liquidity, please drop one in the chat box so I know that we're following up. And if you are just joining and you don't get it, you can just indicate. Okay, Bill Felix said I should recap, and Mr. Ernest also, Mr. Ernest said I should recap. Do we have any other person who doesn't understand it? If you understand, just drop one in the comment section. So, as I was saying, I said liquidity refers to the amount of money that is going into an asset, or in general, the money that is going into the market in general, right? So we know that the last topic we were talking about order blocks, right? Which orders, institutional orders, and big banks orders. are are placed, right? They place their order there, right? And those are orders that are filed with a lot of money. So the money that they use to file those orders are what we refer to as liquidity. So it's very essential when we are able to identify those areas where there are high liquidity, where there are order flows, right, in the market. So when we are able to identify them, we know where to place our orders so that we can be able to follow the trend, right? So we are able to do our market structure, know the trend, doing our top-down analysis that we taught here. So now you are able to identify where your liquidities are resting at, so as for you to be able to like roll with the market makers, because you know that when they want to push the market, they manipulate the market in a sense that because they have enough liquidity, they have enough money. We're saying the same thing. Liquidity refers to the money, right? So they use it to manipulate the price to that area where they want to take their order, and then they take the liquidity, they take orders of most retail traders, because they know that most places where they set their prices at is where they want to take stop losses. But in our case, we trade the spot market, but then we still want to roll with the order flow. We want to roll be able to spot liquidity in the market so as to be able to be in profit, because why? When exactly after this liquid are taken, it writes to the direction in which they want to drive the market to. So I hope I was able to like brief that before I will share my screen. So just a second, I'll just be sharing my screen right now. So let me share my screen. Okay. Can we all see my screen? If you can see my screen, type one in the chat box. Okay, 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 okay. That's amazing. That's amazing. Um, so our last topic, we talked about order blocks, and today we'll be talking about liquidity. I just defined liquidity for us, so we'll just be spotting. So I think the last time I also promised that I was going to make examples of more examples of order block before we actually go to this topic, which is liquidity. If you understand your order block, you know market structure, you will be able to like to get the rest will be very easy. Guess what? How to identify liquidity will be very easy. So if you have any coin in mind that you think maybe from the last class, we told you the last class also that you should make some exercise and stuff like that based on the things that we talked about. You can drop it in the chat box so we can just use that as an example. So type in the chat box the coin you feel like we should use for tonight's class. Just type please. Or I just pick randomly. So do anybody have any coin in mind? Well, okay, USDT. Do anybody else, Mr. NS said while USDT. Do anybody else have Sui? Okay, Sui. That's a very nice coin. I'm always on that pair. Sui. While also okay, we have two pairs. Do we have any other pair in mind? We'll just do while on Sui. Since while came in first from Mr. Ernest, we will use while. And then Mr. Peter also dropped Sui. So we are going to also pick Sui. We have OMUSDT, okay, from Martina. Let's see what's going on there. So we can let's see what and your other guys can drop everything. Okay, BCH, Ekuma, okay. We have Ben. Okay, let me just go with the wild first. So before we can start to use the other things, I think we'll use that wild to see if we have a nice order block and a nice structure in it. And we said we are doing spots. So yeah, there's a clear structure here, right? There's a clear break of structure here, and we have a clear. So look at, we are on 15 minutes here, and if I come and I said I wanted to do like a quick one on this well, a very quick market structure here. So it's a very clear trend. It's an uptrend, but yeah, I think it's a very new coin and stuff like that. But yeah, we can do some sort of top down. So we say, okay, from the last time, if we want to do top down analysis, we first identify the trend, and then from there we can then proceed to like doing other things that we said. So now, from this thing, let me just let me complete this. This is 4 hours. And what we can see here is that we draw our structure right here now. Uh, Even though we just use 4 hours to identify the trend. So now we could say, what do you guys see here? Do you see the in the 4 hours chart? Are we still in an uptrend or we are in a downtrend? Please type in the chat box. Let me see. So are we still in an uptrend or we're in a downtrend? Do we think the trend has changed, or what do we see here? So please type in the chat box. Let's see. Maybe we exercise first before we go to the main topic for tonight. So and this is the external structure, right? External structure from the higher time frame. So we see from our 4 hours, then we go 1 hour, then we go 30 minutes. Then we can use either of 30 minutes, 5 minutes, or 30 minutes as our entry time frame. So let me see our chart here. Uptrend, okay. So why do you say it's uptrend? Please, Mr. Ernest, if you can unmute, or Miss Ijoma, or Mr. or Leader Tomitope, please. I want the class for tonight to be more interactive. Just unmute and give us your review on it. Why you think it's an uptrend?
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening. Is this please introduce yourself? Simple way, please.
I'm Ijoma and
Ijoma, nice to meet you. So yeah, you said it's an option. So can you please explain
yes.
what it's an option?
From the trend line, it
Okay,
goes up from the left hand side towards the right hand side.
okay,
So it's moving upwards.
okay, it's moving upward. But then
Yeah.
it's moving upward. Look at, see, we draw our trend line, right? And then
Yeah.
it did this, there was a pullback, right? And then
Yeah.
it see from here. But then
Yeah.
later it still came and broke this because it was dropping, right? It did this
Yes.
back face, and there was a retracement. There was a lower high here, right? But then yeah,
Yeah.
it came here and break structure back upward. But if you see, there was a pullback face. But if you look at
Yeah.
uptrend back upward here, would you
Yeah.
say would you say this trend, this here is higher than this, or is it the same? I should align this.
Um,
So
it's a bit higher.
is it higher? Let me use the trend line to connect so you can
Okay.
see. Okay, you can see that if you were to check, so let me zoom in more so you can see.
Uh-huh.
Just a second. You see it's not, right?
Mm.
You see this, right?
Yes.
This one is higher than this. So
Uh,
is it has been going uptrend, but then this trend has changed because why? If you check now from here, right?
okay.
I also draw this line here from our market structure that we taught, right? And I believe you
Yes.
attended that class. So now you see that this trend is actually like there's a break of structure to the downside right now. In fact, this move now, this pullback leg again now is creating another uh lower high. You see,
Yeah. Okay.
up to this side. This is from the higher time frame, right? From our 4 hours. But then
Okay.
this being referred to as our external structure because why we have market structure, but then within a structure, there are other structure within a structure, right? You can go
Okay.
to lower time frame, 1 hour, and then you see
Mm-hmm.
that the same structure you can see from here, we have totally different thing, right? Still it's still a downtrend, right? But then if we were to just to analyze just this part, right? Or just this part, we could say
Yeah.
just this trend here is an uptrend, right?
Yes. Yes.
Right here now we would say, okay, if we just want to analyze just this part, we could trade
Okay.
if we come to a lower time frame here. In fact, that just this part that I said, you see, you could trade here and say, okay, you do something like this. There's a structure that broke here. And
Yeah.
And there is also this option from here. Okay, even though it's not that straight and stuff like that. But yeah, look at. And there's a pullback leg. This where I'm using my carousel. And there is a breakout. So we should be expecting price to like pull back to some area around here. So also following up with the other criteria that we spoke about the last times. So yeah, you were correct, but then at the point the price changed, right? It was moving
Yes.
around, and then at a point the price changed, right? So there's an
Yeah.
uptrend, and now the price is now like reversing. So there is one concept we as SMC trader also use to say there's a change in trend, but then you as uh the people who trade like normal price action, they say change in trend, but we as SMC we say change of character, it's still the same thing. So right. So when there's a change in character, you know that okay, now the price is going to like change from an uptrend, now it's moving downward. So it's trading the other direction. So now you don't want to trade against the trend. You want to first confirm that this trend is a valid move. When it continues to move downward, so now you know, okay, yeah, you have to be analyzing downward instead of analyzing and looking for upward move. You want to look for a downtrend scenario. So thanks for that. Yeah, that was nice. So is there another person who wants to give us their view? Why they think the trend was that was really amazing. I can't remember your name, Ijoma, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that was really amazing. That shows that you are following us. Don't worry, maybe by the next time you come on class and you answer, there'll be a prize.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Well, it was you that won our giveaway the last time. Leave us alone.
Oh, she was the one.
Yeah.
That's nice. That's nice. That's nice. All right. All right. So So is there another person? Let's just move on if there's no other person that wants to like. I think there was someone who answered Mr. Ines, that was the break of structure towards the upside. Yeah, there were multiple break of structure to the upside, but then at the point the trend has changed, and it's a coin you picked yourself, right? So now, okay, just pumped in. Benga, okay, just jump, pumped in. All right, you're welcome, Mr. Benga. So now we come to our 1 hour time frame to continue. So now we identify that okay, there's a possible change in trend. It's not even a possible change in trend. There has been a change in trend. The market was moving in an upward direction. Now we have seen multiple break of structure to the downside. In fact, there was a structure here that was broken to the downside. Let me delete this. And there's another structure around here also that has broken to the downside. So in fact, if we were to look for an opportunity on this pair, well, that Mr. Ernest showed us, we should be looking for a short, right? We want to short this market, we want to sell. We want to sell the market. But in our case that we are trading using our amazing robot, RoyalQ, this is the time you want to play with your margin configuration, right? This is the time for you to buy multiple buying, set your, you understand? You want to target multiple buy-ins because you know that, okay, yeah, the market is moving downward and you know that most of the time you want to DCA, your dollar cost averaging, right? So you want to play around with your margin configuration very well with the Matinga strategy, or you want to also use your the strategy the amazing strategy we are using right now, which is the MACD strategy. So you want to do your double up. So if you don't already know how to do your double up strategy, you know that we have days in which we always teach you how to do this. And we have previous classes that will taught you. I personally, I also taught you about the MACD strategy. Leader George, Leader O'Shea here also, she has taught us multiple times about the MACD strategy. And I believe we the team also, we are also working on multiple other people that are going to teach you on how to use the MACD strategy. In fact, all the leaders in the house that we present to you, we can teach you how to trade using the marketing strategy. And very soon we'll make sure that everybody in the community knows how to do that. So far, you always attend the classes. It's very important because why? When you are very efficient using those strategies that we are teaching you, plus how to analyze, you'll be making a lot of money in the market. And don't forget, we are in the bull run, right? We are in the bull run. This is the best time of your life ever, and you can see what is going on. If you are the type who follows up news very well, you can even see the trade wars that is going on between China, between other countries as well, other big economies in the space, and you can see everybody is leaning towards the digital currency, and you can see what's happening with the gold reserve and all of it. So I think we are very lucky to even know how to like trade cryptocurrency and being in this space, knowing that majority in the world right now don't even know how to use cryptocurrency. Some people don't even know about it. We are blessed with this opportunity. Don't take it for granted. This is the best time for you to invest in learning. And here at Team Digital Good, we are giving you all the knowledge. We are giving you everything for free. And this knowledge that we are giving you right now, if you should go to elsewhere to seek for it, you'll be paying a whole lot of money. So let's just come back to us. So you can see this is a break of structure, right? To the downside. So let me draw this mock-up very well. Just clean this place up. And so I know that okay, I already see the total trend, right? So now let me just mark this up very well. And we want to also draw the structure, another structure again that we see that has broken. This one, there is a little, but then I'll just use this one directly. You mock up very well. So whenever you are doing your mock up, you have to make it clean. You understand? When you're analyzing, make sure your chart is very neat. You pamper it. You design it very well. You mark it up very well, and then whenever anybody is looking at the chart, they know that no, this has been like a very attentive student and a very good trader that has this chart. You understand? You treat it very well with good care, and then, you know. So now we see multiple structure that has broken down, right? And we know that okay, yeah, market has done this. There was an uptrend, and now okay, all this trend now it's moving downward. So the next thing we want to look for right now is our order block, and we said that if you want to, the inverse is the case in the downtrend. If it was to be an uptrend, you would look for your three armies, right? Your three marabusu with your gap, your imbalance, if you remember. So do anybody here remember our imbalance? I've even said it. I gave you expo already. Do you remember how we spot our imbalance? If you do, please indicate in the chat box or just unmute and tell us. So the next step is our imbalance. So if we probably have someone who knows how to spot our imbalancing. Please, if you know it, unmute. You can never see, I can just give you there could be a giveaway, but you can never know. But just if you are paying attention, if you paid attention, you would know. So if you know it, unmute and tell us, please. How do we spot our imbalance? So is there anybody who knows how to spot our imbalance? If you do, please just identify. If not, I should just type, I should recap or brief in a chat box so as to know that we are following. Okay, Emmanuel Umukuro said we recap, please recap, sir. Okay. Okay. So does that mean the last topic that we thought, which is the imbalance, nobody knew? So okay. So we said imbalance, right? Is always spot in which where smart money joins the market, where they push market really hard, so as to cause a manipulation in price. And then since there is this big gap in the market, there will be like a place in the market where prices are not fair. And for you to spot this IC, the institutional candle, right, you would always see three Marabusu candle, the three consecutive candles, which are like they have huge body. An example of an imbalance is this. Look at, in fact, you can see it pumped this market very hard, right? It pushed it upward, and their intention was to come and pick orders, right? And if you see, in fact, exactly what they did, they pushed it and they came to pick order back, and they pushed this market upward again, and then now it's back down. But then we talked about it, and they say it's a three consecutive candle. Imagine, you see, I also defined it to you, and I said there are always three scenarios. The ones which is the very volatile one, which has the big trend, where you will see the three Maraboku Sukano will be having almost the same body like this one. It will be all three will be having almost the same body. But this one is having a sell one, and it's having one buy candle, which is this bullish candle. And the last one also is a very bullish candle. But if we were to draw our gap right now, if we were to mark this place up and extend it up to here, and if I was to draw this from our third candle, we said if you want to mark it up, it will be from the first candle, the body of the first candle, and the third candle, right? And then this case here, which I said was the bullish one, the first scenario where you have big space in it, we call this imbalance. Imbalance, if you remember. Do anybody remember? If you remember, if I just if you can, if what I just said made you remember, please type 2 in the chat box. If you can't, it's still very normal. So we said the bullish, the first case is the very bullish one where you see the body of the candles where the gap between it is very large. You understand? But then at times it's almost three Marabusu candle with the same length, right? And at times also it has a smaller first candle, and it might be a buy or it might be a sell. In this case, it's a sell, which is this one that I'm identifying. And the space between this first and the third one is very big here. That's why this is an imbalance. So this is an imbalance. If it was to be small, right? Maybe the space between it was something like this. We call it the fair value gap. We call it fair value gap, FVG. But in this case, it's an imbalance. So here we can see clearly that the space that is within this, let me just mark this place up. So it looks really beautiful and then also visible. You can see, in fact, that this is an imbalance. And before this scenario, before all of this candle came, there was this nice opportunity here, right? Because market broke this structure, right? Up here. In fact, there was a structure here, there's an uptrend. The market broke structure, right? With this big Marabusu candle, and it spiked upward. The smart money joined the market, right? You can, in fact, you can see they printed this. There was a break of structure, and then after this happened, they came to peak order, right? And the last sell candle that before the market actually sparked was, we can see here is this, but there's a way we used to spot this in the market. Let me just check something. The most relevant one we'll see. Yeah, definitely is that. So we have our candle right there. So if we were to, let me come down to 30 minutes and see. Now there is a pullback. Our guy is here, right here, sitting waiting for what is this. The manipulation was so hard, in fact, but yeah, our guy is this guy here. So yeah, for our imbalance, you would, let me show you the three scenario. I'll just draw. Okay, I showed you here, but let me make the examples again so that we can recall memory. So we don't forget that our topic for tonight is liquidity. I do remember, but if we don't remember, the previous topic is very okay that we just recall memory so as to carry everybody along. So we say the first case might be this, in which you see so without the wick, right? Without the wick, and you see the gap between these very large. So the gap between it is very large, and this is an imbalance. This is the first case. And another case is where we have the same thing. This might be a buy or a sell. In fact, the case we saw now that we made as an example, please, if you are following me, if you are following up and you're understanding, type 3 in the chat box. If you are not, type 1. And you see that those ones are having like weak, right? They're having weak. And you see something like this. Well, in most cases, right? We'll also see it can be like this. This also might have a weak. Don't mind my drawing, but just get the points. So the body, the gap between this one is very small, but there will be a gap, right? And this, we call it the fair value gap, still the same thing. So yeah, you see that between this, the space is very small. So this is the fair value gap, still the same thing. But then you know that the trend that this is going to produce will be very won't be so large as the trend that this will cause in the market. In fact, if you see here, this scenario that we use as an example, right? You see when this market sparked upward, when there was a pullback, the pullback was so large, and then when there was a spark again to the upside, it couldn't break this last high that the market created. So this is why the trend changed. In fact, didn't break the structure to the upside. Yeah, Mr. Ines, you can ask your question.
Okay, good evening.
Oh,
Can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you. So you can go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. So the marking of the order block and the sorry, the marking of the fair value gap and the order block. How do you mark the order block from the gap? Like, how do you mark the order block from these examples you've given us? That's just what I want to get. Sorry.
All right. So if it's in a downtrend, right, and it's in an uptrend, the last bullish candle that the market created, that is where you draw your order block from, and you draw it taking your, for example, you know that here we have two block of structure, right? So we have this here structure from where the trend changed from here, and there was this pullback leg, and there was this impulsive move to the upside, and market created this last one here, right? If I wanted to consider this block, the last buy candle will be this blue one, but then if I'm not wanting to consider this block here, I might want to consider the next block, right? So I would say, okay, from our market structure, there's this impulsive move to the downside, and there's this pullback leg, right? There's this pullback leg, and the pullback leg from our pullback leg, the last buy candle now target. So there will be I'll wait for an impulsive move now to the downside, right? So before I will say I want to consider this as my block. So now in this scenario here, since we already have the structure that has been broken, so and there is this unmitigated block here, right? Because you see market hasn't even come to this area. I want to mark this as my other block. This is another block, but this is unmitigated, right? So you want to draw it from the body of the candle. So you should always mark your block from so this here, right? It doesn't really it does meet a little bit our scenario, because why, if you see come on, if I was to check my three candle that we said, right? Look at, there is this Marabushi candle, even though it's not, this is smart money that is joining this market here. Look at, there's this little trend here. You can see this scenario is very, the trend here won't be that much, but this is a fair value gap. This is an FVG. And the last buy candle the market created was this. So you can consider here as your other block. But in the bullish scenario, in the bullish case, now you want to consider your last sell candle, right? Before market sparks up to the upside. So here market picked order from this block here. So when it broke structure, we have this here. In fact, market came to pick this block here, because here you won't see the pullback leg. There's a pullback around here, right? But you won't see it because it's in a 1 hour. But if we go to the higher time frame, you will see that there was a pullback here. In fact, if you see, there was an impulsive move, pullback, and if you see, market came to pick here, came to pick. There was a POI zone here, which is a point of interest. So there was this last handle that market created, and if you see, it actually aligned. You see, market came here. What did they do? It jumped into this block. Boom! There was this up move. So if you mark up your chart very well, you see, after a break of structure, a BOS, I didn't mark up here, but BOS, you see, a BOS, and then you have your imbalance, right? It meets all the criteria, and then you just have to look from this area, right? Where is your POI zone, which is your point of interest, your order block, right? So you want to kind of mark from the body to the body, which is very tiny. But this is not something I actually like go deep down into when I'm on class. In fact, this will be the first time we haven't cover the whole topic. We are not supposed to be talking about this right now, but since you asked, I was just showing you your micro analysis and from the internal structures and all of it. But it takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of practice before you are able to even see those zones and be able to spot them easily. So I hope I was able to answer your question.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Okay.
And I hope to see more of it when we get to the topic.
Yeah, okay. So, like I was explaining to you, this is another scenario, right? And this is a very bullish case, and the FVG case, they'll be a very tiny. Um, don't mind my drawing, and the other one also I won't just drop that because of time, so we can get to our last topic, our topic for the day. So, your liquidity area will be after they are like structures that are broken. We've made example from the promise I made the last time that we are going to draw break of structures, right? Using another pair, but unfortunately we are unable to draw using an option, but we used the scenario that I've already played out to draw our structure. I said I was going to give us more example, and I just did. So the next pair we choose from our chart would be I think Sui. Let's use Sui now for our main topic for the night, because the main topic for the night, if we get our previous topics, to get liquidity is very easy. So it's a Sui, USDT. So on Sui, what do we have? Do we have an uptrend or we have a downtrend? We have the market is moving downward, but then okay, quick one. We have this move here. We have consecutive break to the downside. Yeah. So if I was to mark, this is not making out of curious. There is no correction here. But if I wanted to like do more micro analysis, I'll say so here I'm not seeing what I'm supposed to see on Sui. Let's use another pair. Oh, my PC. Just a second, my PC is don't let me kind of charge. Okay, But let's see if we can use previous scenario to see if we can spot something. If I was to use this scenario, but this thing is not giving me that vibe. So we have unmitigated block around it's not even clear. Who is another pair that is here? Don't think this. I'm a new member. I don't understand it at all. No problem. For the new member, Lovette, Ifesi, we have previous videos. You can watch that. Just make sure you will always attend our classes, right? I think when we finish covering all the curriculums, right, we would have to start again so as to benefit the people who are joining us new. But then, yeah, you can see watch our previous videos on our technical analysis to get the background. So, yeah. So let me just make a very, since I can't find a live example here, so I'll just show you liquidity on here myself. So if we were to have an option in this scenario, and we have something like this, we have something like this, this, and this, and we have something like this, and all this, yeah. Even though this drawing is a little bit somehow, but let's just draw it like this. So we know that, okay, yeah, we have our break of structures like this. The upside, and we have our break of structure, but probably before the next class, I'll also before we come to the class, I might check and see for scenarios, live scenarios from the chat stuff I can show us. But now, since I can't find a scenario, we'll just draw we just make a mock-up. So now we have also so now we know that we draw our market structures, breaking structure with the upside, creating higher highs and higher lows. So now we know that this might be a block, right? Our other block, after we see all the scenarios here, the institutional candle, and this might be a block. If this price don't come here to pick this order here, right? If it doesn't come here to pick order, right? This will be an unmitigated order block will be. So it's an unmitigated order block. So I'll just come, but we know that it's an order block OB. And then we have these as well, right? So now let's say this one came actually to pick order. There is another block. Since this one picked order, so there will be a new block from this block here, right? But at times, what you see is that when there is like a pullback leg, right, which is unable to like fetch a block, that is able to like meet a block, there is liquidity always hanging around, right? Because so you always see something like this. There's an impulsive move to the upside, but there's a pullback, right? There's liquidity hanging around here. So this one here, for example, the way I spot liquidity myself is this is liquidity to me, right? And also this zone also there is a pullback here, and there is no liquidity in it. There is no orders being filled, and but these blocks will be filled again, and it will leave this new block here that's here. For example, it will be a new block if this one was mitigated. Yeah. This was mitigated, and definitely the market now break another structure to this upside, and there was this impulsive move, right? It left an order here. So let's say, okay, now if this order didn't before it came here to pick our order, there was something like this, right? This would be liquidity. This would be liquidity. In as far as it doesn't come and tap this order here, what is actually showing us is that there were smart money which was trying to join the market, but in the first instance, when they tried to pick order from that price, for example, this price here, to come and pick an order in the block, which order they left here for manipulation, price was unable to like push down the buyers was actually aggressively pushing it back to the upside, right? They were supporting price and pushing it back, right? So eventually they will push the market backward, maybe in a second attempt, so as to come and mitigate these orders that have been left here. You will know that there is no way this market is going to do it. They are still going to definitely push the market back down to come and pick the orders. If this one doesn't move, this is a liquidity hanging around, and there is also liquidity hanging around on our order blocks, right? So that's how you spot your liquidity, and prices will always come and pick them, and now they become a structure itself, right? When prices break through them, they become structure. So there's a question regarding this. Or Mr. Abdullah, are you there?
Yeah, good evening,
Good evening. So you can briefly give us a definition from your aspect as an SMC trader, your view on liquidity, the main topic for tonight.
Okay.
And also we'll be entertaining questions. Also, so if you understand what we just explained, you can type 3 in the chat box. If you don't, just type recap. Okay, Mr. Ernest. So the other people, do you guys understand? Please don't be ashamed to identify if you don't understand. We can always explain. But as we are seeing, our time here also this evening is almost like okay, I'm loving that. So Lovette say she understands. Uh, okay. So for the recap, right? If you can identify your order block, it meets all the criteria, right? When you are able to spot your institutional candles, right? And you were able to spot your gap and you identify your imbalance or um, your fair value gap, right? The next thing you want to spot is one you did your market structure, you see the trend, right? You are able to get your IC, your institutional candle, using your three soldier or how you call it, or you call it your three Marabusu candle, and you are able to identify your imbalance or your fair value gap. Now, the next thing you want to spot is, okay, if you're having, for example, multiple break of structure to the upside, you want to spot within those um, blocks, right, which is the most relevant, right? So now you want to identify your liquidity. So which is your liquidity among them? I will show you more in our next topic. I will show you a tool which it's your Fibonacci retracement to be able to identify and be able to pick the right zone to enter your order block. So there will be more if you have multiple order blocks right now, right? Because there are multiple break of structure. It's very essential that you are able to like identify where the money is at, right? Because in our chart, if you are able to, if your criteria meet, what if it's multiple, right? Which one are you going for? Where do you think the money is lying at? So for you to be able to spot where the money is lying at, there are a few things you have to know for you not to be buying at the premium zone, so as you can be buying at a discount zone, which is for you to be able to buy low. So now the zones in which prices try to pick order from our order block, but the force of the market was actually high, depending on direction. If it's was an uptrend scenario, the buyers are actually so aggressive that even the smart money was unable to, like, maybe it was multiple institutional orders that are really pushing the market up to the upside. They were able to like mitigate those unmitigated areas. So now what prices does is that it pulls away from your block, leaving that price, that block unmitigated. Those spots are where you know that there are liquidity, and definitely at a point market will come to pick the other blocks, because there are orders that are unfulfilled, so which will later come and break. So those are spots in which we refer to as our liquidity zones, and you can have your liquidity to the downside or at the
Hello?
yeah.
Sorry, when you are done, I'm available. When you are done, no, let me know.
Okay. So yeah, you can come in, Mr. Abdullah.
No, are you done with what you are saying?
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah, okay, because of time. Please, how many minutes left?
Yeah, we just have like 10 minutes.
Let me just try and use maybe like 5 minutes. So before I proceed, good evening, everyone. Good evening, just in the house. Good evening, my fellow trader. Good evening, all the community members of RoyalQ. So I won't be taking much of the time. Like leader Abiola has said, like he has really done justice to the topic and he has did well by going through some recaps. But let me just try and dive into today's topic as it has been explained before. So I'll just add some things to it, like he has said it all, but I'll just try and add some other things since he said I should just come and give my own view. Now, liquidity, like I said, liquidity just means like money, but it's not like money. But you also have to support liquidity in market, because without liquidity, like all this buying and selling can't happen. Do you understand now? So buying and selling happens because there is liquidity inside the market. So when a market, like you will say that you have liquid market and illiquid market, like in liquid market, you see that there will be buying, selling, like he has been explaining. But let me just move straight. Let me try and share my screen. Sec. Let me try and share screen so that I can just have to draw some illustrations and explanation. Please, you can see my screen now. Let me know. Can anyone see my screen now?
No.
Do you see my screen like this?
Yes, you can.
Because it's showing that I'm sharing screen. Please, if you can see my screen, you can type in the chat, type one in the chat box, please. You can see my screen.
No, it has not shown. Still loading.
Yeah, I can.
The screen up for Abdullahi additional.
No, the screen is still open. It has opened.
Yeah, we can see your screen. But now it's just showing muted. We can see your screen.
How come I'm not?
IBIB FX strategy patient fearless.
Okay, yeah, I can see now.
In additional, you're muted.
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me now? Yeah, I've seen that. Can you hear me now?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So I'm saying that when we're talking about liquidity in the market, that we have different type of liquidity in the market because before the market can work, there should always be liquidity. And that they say that the smart money traders, they always look for what? They always look for liquidity in the market. That is their main thing because once they're able to gather liquidity in the market like this, you understand, these people, once they have liquidity, they can trade profit, they can trade as they want. So they want you people to feel like a trap for them. Some people call it liquidity, some call it like inducement, some call it trap, all those things, yeah, everything, yeah, call different type of name, but don't be carried away. Now let me just try and explain some stuff now. Like
Your network is really bad.
we have like the internal range liquidity. Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
So, okay, now, see all these things now. We also have like trend line liquidity. Let me try and maybe because I want to rush because of the time. Let me see. We have like trend line liquidity. Sorry, we have trend line liquidity, internal range liquidity. Now, trend line liquidity, I will use all these things as an example. So I will try as fast as I can read trend line liquidity. We have external range liquidity. External range liquidity. We have the internal range liquidity, and let's say like either double top, double. I will try and but let us move forward. See now, type of liquidity that I was saying here.
Hello, sir. Your network is bad. We hardly hear you. We can't hear you very well, sir.
Mr. Abdullah, your network is.
So, like now, see this type of this thing now, like this is a liquidity like this thing, right? This is right. Kind of.
Hello?
No, your network is bad. Your network is bad.
Can I continue?
Yeah, just try
Network.
and
I'm more for.
all right. No, no worry, Mr. Abdullah. I think
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
yeah, but the thing is really even as at now also it's not that realistic.
Really? What was happening now? This thing used to pay me. But you can see my screen now.
Yeah,
Can you see my screen?
yeah.
Yes, we can see your screen. We can see your screen now, but your voice is cracking. It's somehow
Fuck.
waving.
Can I continue? Please, I want to rush because of time. Now, please, okay, please, you have to just to be much more audible. Can you hear me? Can I continue now?
Yeah.
So this is our order block, like Leader Abiola has explained. This is our order block here. So now, see, for markets to come, for now, let's say this is our order block here. So as this order block come up here, it goes structure fine. It now comes here that it doesn't tap this order block. That means that this order block is still valid. It is not mitigated yet. You understand? And for another block to become unmitigated, it has to do what? For to become invalid, it has to be mitigated. But since this other block has not been mitigated, it is still strong. So this price now comes from here, come down here, then come back up here. Since price does something like this, it means that here, this place here has become what? Here has become your liquidity. Because what? You are still expecting price to come down to the other block. So we call this one like
Mm. The network is really bad, Mr. Abdullah.
internal
Oh,
liquidity, you understand? So like they are like liquidity, they are close to your POI. This is like I want. I don't know what to do again. Seriously, since it's bad, I don't know.
Oh,
I
today
think
network
you
is somehow
have,
bad. Right.
What do you
you
want
have
think
a
I can do
very
now?
valid.
I don't understand.
Can you join us on our next class, please? I think you have a very important this thing to show, but the network is very, very bad.
Okay, please, Leader Abiola, please, maybe in the next class, and that will be on Friday. I can just try and talk about this thing first before we move on. You understand?
yeah, no problem, no problem. So by next
Okay,
class
thank you.
we'll cap on the liquidity levels and yeah, when it comes to liquidity, it's a topic that is very important. And if we go in more macroly, there's a lot to say about it. Even all the topics that we've been talking about, if we go deep down in it, it will take a lot of our time. But then, since we are really trading in the spot market, we are touching. That's why we created like a curriculum that is going to really work for us, and we won't have to crack our brains so much to learn all the aspects, even though we know that okay, we'll do our best to make sure that we'll give you A to Z of what is going to make you be efficient and be able to like analyze the charts and all of it. But definitely, if anybody is having any question regarding any topic, we'll make sure we do our best to do justice to it. So for tonight, we touched our topic and we were able to also answer all our questions. So, Leader Ocean, if you have anything you want to tell us and other leaders as well, please, you can take it over, please. Yeah, for the new members that joined today, don't worry, you can watch You can rewatch the videos, our previous videos on technical analysis. I don't know if Leader Ocean here is still with us. And she is. Please, you can take it over, please.
All right, good evening, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're listening from. For the new member, yeah. So once you're a new member, your upline is gonna give you the settings to use. You'll be using the MACD first. You'll be using the MACD strategy, and then start attending Zoom meetings to start learning. Okay. So as you keep attending Zoom meetings, you understand what we are doing here. I know a lot of things. It looks technical. Yeah, that's how it does look, but it's not that technical. Once you keep attending Zoom meetings, you understand it. So don't be afraid. It's not that serious, even though it looks like that. Once you know it already. Thank you so much, Ida Abiola, for the amazing presentation, and the additional. I believe that, and I hope that we'll see you by Friday or the next class. I believe that your network should grant us that. So yeah, tomorrow we have our prospects meeting. Please and please try as much as possible to bring at least one person. If the turnout is, if we have at least, let's say at least 10 new prospects, we might be doing just a small giveaway. So please try as much as possible to invite. The link will drop today, so you can start prepping your guests and your prospect. We also have a special guest tomorrow that will come and share his RoyalQ testimony and journey with us. Please and please let us try as much as possible to attend Zoom meetings. It won't take you anything, that's the truth. You stand to gain a lot rather than lose. It will not take you anything. We're not asking you to come and carry blocks or gravel or go to sites and start carrying shovel. No, actually, this business is, I don't know. We just try to complicate it. It's not that complicated, to be honest. Members just try as much as possible to want to complicate the business. Just show up. That's it. And you get results. As long as you are showing up. And you know that after showing up, you are practicing, you definitely get results. And this thing is, once you get the skills, once you know it, you already know it. Nobody's going to take it away from you. Or you have to lock in for few months, few months or maybe years. And that's it. So it doesn't take anything to just attend Zoom meetings, to be honest. And it doesn't take anything if you miss the Zoom, watch the recordings. I don't know, like I said, we try as much, we kind of complicate things a lot. It's not really complicated. This business is one of the laziest business. You just have to show up. It's not that deep. So yeah, I don't know if we have any other leader that would like to throw one or two before we round up. Like I said, we have Zoom now every day by 8:30 p.m. Nigerian time. So please, try as much as possible to show up. Just show up. Just show up and don't be lackadaisical about it. When you show up, learn, ask questions. Very, very important to ask questions. If you don't understand, ask. And trust me, you will see results. There's no how you will show up and you put in the work and you will not see results. So thank you so much, everyone. And we'll see you tomorrow. Please invite your prospects. Okay, Leader George, please go ahead. Meet yourself now.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for I want to say thanks for attending today's Zoom. For the members, thanks for coming, because the more you get this knowledge, the less question you will be answering. The more you get this knowledge, the more you have understanding of what is happening in this your robot, in your business. You understand? Because most people, they just don't want to attend to get the knowledge. Their own is that they have not made profit, they have not made profit. Okay, so it's just I don't know. We discussed about the MACD strategy the other day, and we discussed that look at the advantage and the disadvantage. Someone now that we applied it on is now calling me that for 2 days now no profit. But your capital is still, your $100 is still showing 99 point something. So what do you want? What do you want? What do you want? Come to the Zoom, get the knowledge so you will know. Me, I want profit this week. Oh, you change your strategy. This week, I want to preserve my capital. You change your strategy. You have the knowledge of all the strategies. So you know the one to use. So you will not start disturbing your upline, answering questions, because your upline is not the one controlling the market or controlling how the robot buys and sells for you. Okay, then our new prospects, you are all welcome to this amazing business we have been on since 2021. The robot is being programmed to trade for us both in the bear season and in the bull season. Even when market is going down, the robot has features to help you buy the dip and help you sell them to make profits even when the coins are still down. With the new strategy that was added, MACD, it helps you to start a trade at the best time to help you to preserve your capital. It will only involve your capital into a trade at the best time. You understand? So you're all welcome. For those that are ready to start, please kindly meet the person that introduced you to the business, the person who put you through. This business got me the house I'm living now. I built it from this business. The car I'm driving, I bought it in 2021 from this business. This will be July will make it my 5th year in this business. So the business is not a get rich quick scheme. It's not a Ponzi scheme. But if you are committed to the business, if you attend Zoom, get this knowledge, definitely you make wealth from it. And this wealth is not just a one-time wealth. So some people don't know that $0.5 you are getting is what is wealth. Wealth is not just $1,000 you get today and it will now be in 1 year before you get. Like Dangote, the profit is making from salt 15 naira. The profit is making from salt 100 naira. They are just small profits. But when you combine it, you will now see the profit. Okay, so with that, I'll be saying good night. Thanks for coming. Thanks for having me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Leader George. Like I said, tomorrow, please let us invite our guests massively. Massively. If the turnout is very, very good, we'll have something for us. Good night, everybody. Keep sharing the business, keep learning, keep getting the knowledge, and you definitely see results. Bye, everybody. Have an amazing night and have a great weekend ahead. Bye.
Bye. Good night.
Night.